Hey, customers, welcome back to another episode of Fast Film, where we cover all the news and reviews just for yous. This week, we got June 11th through June 17th. For trailers this week, What We Do in the Shadows dropped a trailer for their season 5 premiere that's going to be coming on July 13th. Definitely looking forward to this one. The show's gone from a cult classic film to the series that's been running for a long time now. Going to be looking forward to this one when it comes out with that 2-episode premiere on the 13th of July.
Lizzie Kaplan and Homelander Anthony Starr, and a new horror film Cobweb, which is going to be inspired by The Telltale Heart written by Edgar Allan Poe. They're going to be playing parents whose child keeps hearing knocking in the bedroom, but turns out that the parents are doing some little creepy shit there. Looks pretty good. It's going to come out on July 21st, and I'll be sure to have a review for you guys. And the official trailer for Nimona released a few days ago. It's about a character named Ballastar, voiced by Riz Ahmed, a knight in the future medieval world, and is framed for a crime that he didn't commit. And the only person that can help him is a shapeshifter named Nimona, played by Chloe Grace Moretz. And weird thing is, she's the creature that he's trying to kill. That's set to release next week on June 30th on Netflix.
And then we had Bedtime Stories with Ryan drop a trailer this week. It's going to be Ryan Reynolds, just his new project coming to Fubo and apparently other streaming services eventually that have yet to be announced. This kind of feels like the American version of the CBeebies Bedtime Stories that would have a variety of celebrities come on and read bedtime stories for children. As someone who watches TV to fall asleep, I might be putting this on. It sounds kind of relaxing. Get Ryan Reynolds to read a bedtime story to you. And then also with Netflix, we have They Clone Tyrone. It's going to be a movie starring Jamie Foxx and John Boyega. It's kind of got like a blaxploitation feel to it, some action, comedy. It looks like it could be a lot of fun. That's going to be on Netflix on July 21st.
And the late Tom Sizemore is starring in Mega Ape. This is going to be a movie about, the fucking mega ape just attacking stuff. It looks like a sci-fi movie filmed on a printer. It's very bad. Graphics don't look good. James Cameron does not have anything to worry about. And now let's get into the headlines for this week.
The biggest headline of the week was probably Disney having their release date shuffle. With the writer's strike going on, Disney's made their big move officially to change a lot of their release dates. Biggest projects getting hit are a lot of the MCU, Star Wars, and even the Avatar films. We're probably seeing this first from Disney because they like to be ahead of the game and grab the dates they want before anyone else can. I'm sure we'll start seeing other studios delay their programming before you even know it. And then also with Disney, they finally got the rights back to the Incredible Hulk. So instead of Disney and the MCU always having to put this character in other people's films and getting around like the rights to the character, they're actually going to be able to do his own solo film. Hopefully we'll be able to get a World War Hulk movie, which is something I've been looking forward to and at the potential of them doing, and definitely going to be interesting to see what they do with this character going forward.
And recently, Guillermo del Toro said at an animation festival that he has a couple more live action films in him that he's going to do. But after that, he's not really going to want to do anymore. He just wants to stick primarily to animation. He has said that animation to him is the purest form of art form.
And then another little bit of news from Disney. Apparently, they're in talks with Sarah Polley for her to direct the new Bambi live action film. She's coming off of her Oscar win for Best Adapted Screenplay for the Women Talking, which was a really well-written movie. So hopefully she does a great job with this. I mean, I'm sure she can do something. And Bambi does have that some pretty classic stuff to cover. So hopefully it makes something great with this.
And Hugh Grant is rumored to star in an A24 horror film called Heretic. It's so far being kind of kept on the wraps. Don't really know what the story's about, but from what I've read, it says that it's about two women of faith that end up playing a game of cat and mouse inside of a home of an eccentric man who I'm going to assume is Hugh Grant. I'm already excited for this because it's A24 and the writers behind A Quiet Place, and that's going to be great. But side note, weird thing I did find is that Hugh Grant is going to be a fucking Oompa Loompa when I was reading about this movie. That's weird. But it's still in pre-production. We don't know when it's going to be released or anything yet, but best believe we're going to have it here for you when we get it. And also Ryan Reynolds and Kenneth Branagh? Mm-hmm. I don't know how to pronounce it. Branagh. There we go. They're teaming up with Apple to make an action-adventure movie. It's called Mayday. The script has been done for a few months, maybe. Don't really know exactly how long, but it has not been affected by the strike, but there's still no word on the storyline yet. Now let's fucking get into the reviews, Frank.
Yeah, so the first thing for the reviews this week is Disney Plus dropped a documentary with Stan the Man Lee himself. It's all about his career from starting in the 1940s to his eventual passing in November 12th of 2018. The man is responsible for one of the most iconic characters in not just comics, but in the whole entire world. So having this story told, like his whole life through interviews of him throughout all this time, it's all done in his voice. It was really interesting to see. I was a huge fan of Stan Lee, still am, and I really enjoyed this documentary. It's a dope for me for sure as a huge comic book nerd. For other people, maybe not as interesting, but for me, I mean, as you can see in the picture here, I even got to meet the guy, so it was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed the film.
And so we picked to watch Elemental last night. Horrible way up there. Traffic on the way there. We picked this movie to watch with my daughter. Fall asleep on the way there. Didn't watch a single second of the movie. Got stuck in traffic trying to get in. Missed the little animation movie of, what is it, Carl?
Yeah,
I believe.
His first date.
Right? Yeah, Carl's first date or some shit like that. So we missed that. We missed part of the movie. So we missed kind of the major point of it at the beginning, but it's a Pixar movie. I was hoping it'd be really good. It's not for me. It's not that great. It's still entertaining. I kind of kept getting a feeling of wokeness. I felt like it was interracial relationships, and because it's like one's fire, one's water, one lives in the slums, the other one lives in the rich place. It has funny moments. It was good. I think my daughter would have enjoyed it. She stayed awake, but for me, it's just not for now. Pixar kind of needs to step it up a bit more.
Yeah, they've had a couple misses as of late. For this week, Netflix dropped their new season of Black Mirror. Pretty much like every season of Black Mirror, there's some great episodes and there's some okay ones, and then there's some that are just like, what are we doing here? I was a huge fan of the second episode in this one. No, not everybody's going to like this show. It's kind of like if the Twilight Zone was just made modern and way more twisted than what they used to do. So out of the 5 episodes this season, I'm definitely going to give 3 out of them dope, one of them a nope, and one of them's just kind of aight. But overall, I do like this season, and if you like this kind of messed up horror stuff, definitely check this out.
And Chris Hemsworth came back in his role as Tyler Rake in the Extraction movie. When I saw that there was a sequel, I completely forgot that I watched the first one when it came out, and the first one wasn't that great for me, but this one fucking was fun. It's a fun movie. It's not a great storyline by any means, but it's fun. It's action. I felt kind of like I was watching Fast and Furious without cars, just with big guns. It's a fun movie. It's a little fucked up what's going on in the movie. Like he's saving a mother and her 2 kids from prison. They're in prison because their dad's in prison. So he has them living with them. And you get people getting killed by gym machines. It's a fun movie. If you have like 2 hours, turn your brain off, watch this. It's a good one. It's on Netflix. Check it out.
And then probably our biggest theater movie this week is finally The Flash has come out in theaters. This is Ezra Miller in their last performance, most likely as The Flash. This was a really good DCEU movie. It's probably the last one. Well, we have one more coming out, I believe. That's going to be Aquaman 2. But with this one, I really enjoyed it. There was a lot of stuff to like. Just with these multiverse things, they do find it necessary to throw in as much stuff as they can and do a lot of fan service. So sometimes that's a lot of fun. Sometimes it's like, all right, I get the point here. I'm just really not a fan of Ezra playing this character. He's just kind of too whiny and nerdy, and I like the Flash more of like the Justice League animated one, where he's kind of a jerk because he's just so fast and like gets bored of everyone. He doesn't do a great job, but everybody else in this is fucking fantastic. We get Keaton back as Batman. That was cool to see. We have a new actress, Sasha Cale, I believe is how you say her name, as Supergirl. She is by far a standout of this movie. I can't help but think, since they're kind of doing a knockoff version of Flashpoint, what could have been if they actually just leaned into Flashpoint. We knew they had hired Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Lauren Cohen to play Thomas and Martha Wayne, and to do Flashpoint and have them play Thomas Wayne as like the Batman with guns and Lauren Cohen as the female Joker probably would have made this movie something even better. But overall, I still really enjoyed this movie. It was a lot of fun. We all walked out of there saying we had a good time. It's a dope for me for sure. And then for deep cuts this week, I picked The Nice Guys, which is currently streaming on Netflix. This film came out in 2016. It stars Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe. It's all about these two very low stakes PIs as they build up and they start like learning about each other and meeting each other throughout this film. They find themselves wrapped up in this crazy mystery that's evolved throughout this whole movie. I was a huge fan of this project when it released in theaters. Now that it's on Netflix, everyone should really check it out. It's written and directed by Shane Black, who some might know for his work in Lethal Weapon movies, and he also wrote and directed Iron Man 3. Take the time and catch this movie while it's still on Netflix. I promise you will not be disappointed.
And for this week, I'm picking the Mel Gibson directed Apocalypto, released in 2006. So it's almost 20 years old, but it's a fantastic movie. It's based in the decline of the Mayans, and it follows a character named Jaguar Paw. And his village gets attacked. He gets kidnapped. His wife escapes, but she's on the run. And he's escaping the Mayans or the village that took him. And it's just a great movie. It's just constantly pretty much action packed. It is almost 2.5 hours. It's not in English. It's in Mayan. So there's gonna be a lot of subtitles to read, but it's fantastic. The action's great. It's pretty gory at times. And it's gonna be on Amazon Prime and Peacock as well as other services. Yeah, sorry guys, my daughter came in and threw me off. Thank you for tuning in, customers. Oh my god. Okay, have a good weekend, everyone. Here's what's new this week.
All right, customers, thanks again.